So today, as we start a new chapter in the effort to lift up Mindanao and realize its full potentials, please allow me to take you back to the basic principle of building a house. Let us build the posts or the foundations first. We have to focus on three basic concerns which stand in the way of Mindanao's development: peace, productivity, and very high level of poverty. After a long and agonizing wait, President Duterte has finally forged an acceptable peace agreement with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and has continued to reach out to the Moro National Liberation Front. How do we sustain this historical achievement? Shortly after the signing of the Bangsamoro Organic Law, which I think the Senator was also present in Malacanang last year, I had a chance of shaking hands and talking, albeit briefly, with former MILF Chairman and now Chief Minister Ahod Imparts. I congratulated him for his steadfast struggle to give his people the peace agreement that they dreamed of. But at the same time, I also gave him a fair warning that the more difficult task of delivering what his people dreamed of during the struggle was the hardest part of any revolution. It is easy to wage a revolution. The difficult part is to deliver the promise of a better life for your people. Minda today must take an active role in ensuring that the gains of peace would be felt by the people of Mindanao today and the next generation. As the point person of President Duterte to the party, I'm happy to report to the people that before I left the Department of Agriculture, the Agriculture Master Plan for the Bangsamoro region was already crafted by the stakeholders themselves. The proposed Agriculture Master Plan has been submitted to the President and Chief Minister Murad Ibrahim for implementation. Even before I could assume as the Mindanao Development Authority Secretary, several foreign governments and at least 2 private groups have offered their support for the development of the Bangsamoro region. The governments of Italy and Turkey have manifested their interest to join me in Mindanao, while an Israeli group is willing to provide funding for the establishment of solar-powered irrigation projects, rural water supply systems in the remote villages of Mindanao. And we're offering Davao City the first prototype. The Israelis yesterday told me they would like to build one water system in Pakimato district powered by solar to provide drinking water to our people in the remote areas off-grid. Ilang pang barangay pa natin hanggang ngayon sa Mindanao ang wala pang tubig na maiinom. This is a very serious concern. The government is willing to increase our participation in agricultural production, establish more fish cages, livestock, dairy, solar power irrigation, and fertilizer. The biggest concerns that I would like to address right away is the plummeting price of pot rice. And we are now guiding our farmers in Mindanao by discovering what the RTL provides. And this was mentioned by Senator Villar earlier. The RTL does not only allow the importation of rice, it also allows the export of rice. So right now we are teaching our farmers plant high-value premium rice. And Madam Senator, I would like to report to you, we have just signed an agreement to export premium rice to Papua New Guinea, produced in Mindanao. We have also signed an agreement to export organic rice to the US, and there's already a contract that was signed. This is the way out. We cannot stop planting rice simply because the price of paddy rice right now is low. We have to hang on to it, and the only way for us to encourage our farmers to hang on to it is to show to them that there is a way out of this situation. Plant premium rice, plant organic rice. The big dream to develop Mindanao and encourage more investments will never come true if we do not have the needed infrastructure. More roads leading to the production areas and fish ports must be constructed. Maski yung ating Cacao, mahihirapan tayo mag-transport kung walang maliliit na tulay o maliliit na kalsada. We have to focus on this. To sustain the expected fast-paced development, Mindanao must build more sustainable and renewable power generation facilities. We can only invite investors to come in if we are able to assure them of sustainable, steady, and less costly power rates. The name of the game right now is power generation. We have to generate power. Hindi pwedeng nagmamanufacture tayo ng tsokolate tapos biglang mag-brown out. Patay ang tsokolate natin. No? Most of all, we have to address the chronic poverty in the islands and come up with a doable and practical program and projects to address poverty. Lanao del Sur, for example, is an enigma to me. How can a province so rich with resources have the highest poverty incidence in the country? I'm even starting to suspect, ma'am, that this is actually not an accurate reporting on poverty incidence in Lanao. The controversial issue today, the hottest item today, the African swine flu. In August of last year, August 2018, it was reported that African swine fever was in China. Then there was a list of countries. In total, we banned our pork exports or imports from 18 countries. We also waged information campaign. We operated 24/7 at the airports. We fielded our canines. But there was a loophole. And this was the smuggling of meat and meat products. There was one instance at the international airport. Our canines were able to sniff a package which, when opened from the back of the incoming passenger, ang nakalagay na marka, chicken feet. Pero duda yung mga quarantine officers. Nung buksan yung pakete, ang nakalagay sa loob, karne ng baboy. So this was the problem actually. In spite of our efforts to inform the public of the threat and the dangers of ASF, meron pa rin matitigas ang ulo. You remember that controversial story about yung OFW na nakumpiskahan namin ng maling na nagreklamo pa kay Rafi Tulfo at pinatulfo pa kami. Bakit daw yung pagkakain sa kanya yung isang latang maling na matagal siya makabalik sa Pilipinas at yun lang daw pasulubong niya sa kanyang pamilya. They simply could not understand the implications of the African swine fever to the hog industry. And so while we were very vigilant in our efforts to contain the threat, there was a chink in our armor. And this was the unregulated, unreported, and even smuggling of pork into the country. So finally, there was this incident in Rodriguez, Rizal. And I would like to report to you what happened there. Ang sabi ng Bureau, noong August 7, 2019, ang BAI AHWD, Animal Health Welfare Division, received a report from a consultant veterinarian asking about ASF symptoms because he was concerned of the high morbidity and mortality of sows and fatteners in an area in Rizal. Look, this area is beside a dump site. At alam naman ninyo ang ginagawa sa dump site. Iniipon yung mga kaning baboy galing sa mga hotel, sa mga restaurants at ginagawang negosyo. Binebenta sa mga piggery owners. We have been campaigning against swill feeding. Ito yung tinatawag na swill feeding. Pagpakaon o lamaw. But nobody listened. So he was concerned especially with one pig vomited blood. This was August 7. BAI advised the veterinarian to submit samples since the pet was hesitant to disclose the location in Rizal. In one case, 11 sows adjacent to each other died, some of which were sold as hot meat. May sakit na binenta pa. Kaya mamaya, makikita nyo kung anong problema talaga sa bansang ito. The problem actually here is the unwillingness of people to report incidents like this. This happened during the avian influenza outbreak in Central Luzon. Noong tumama na sa tatlong bayan, saka pa na-report sa amin. But luckily, we were able to contain it right away. We set up a 7-kilometer radius Pinatay namin lahat ng mga manok. Pati itik, pati pugo, pinatay namin lahat. We closed Luzon. Sinarado namin Luzon. No eggs were allowed to go out of Luzon. No chicken were allowed to go out of Luzon. Next. The vet reported death in the night of August 7, 2019. Reports of dead pigs being disposed in irrigation canals were made. Can you imagine this? Talagang walang pakialam. Talagang why puangod? Why pakialam? Nung mamatay, maski man lang sana ilibing o i-report, hindi, tinapon sa ilog, nagmutangan sa Manila River. Consultant veterinarians provided locations where cases were observed. They did not report it at first. No, it is not true that DA did not report it. It was actually the piggery owners and the veterinarian in charge, private veterinarian, who failed to make the report. Reported mortality has not yet reached 100%. Some cases were observed, but these were resolved through antibiotics. Next, please. After the reporting of the vet, Manny coordinated with DA. This was August 8. Regional Field Office, Davao, for the conduct of an investigation. The Davao reported with this, nag-report sila, nag-investigate. Next. Upon the visit of the Davao Municipal Agriculture Officer, several sows were already dead. This was August 8. According to the interviewed farmers, disease started last week of July 2019. But this was not reported. So indeed, it could have happened towards the end of my term as Secretary of Agriculture. Symptoms reported were loss of appetite, recompense, vomiting, death after 2 to 3 days. But look at this. Look at the greed. Some buyers took advantage of this situation and bought the animals at low price and supplied this to processing facilities in Bulacan. Next, please. So, ito yung background. Akala nila hog cholera. Initially, akala nila hog cholera. It was only when samples were sent to the OIE or the World Animal Health Organization when it was determined na talaga palang African swine fever. Next. Ito yung Spartan farms that tested positive for ASF. Malapit ito sa Rodriguez dump site. Kaya nga, Ma'am Sara, congratulations for issuing that executive order banning the sale and the use of lamang for our local hog raisers. Lamang talaga, congratulations Davao City. That's why the most logical thing for us to do right now in Mindanao and even in other areas still not affected by ASF is to temporarily close our borders. Pasensya na. This is not about free trade. This is about quarantine. Temporaryo lang naman to, hindi pwedeng makapasok kasi talagang tatamaan tayo kapag hindi natin napigil ang pagpasok ng contaminated na karne. Tatamaan talaga tayo. Kasi yun ng baboy na may sakit kapag nakagagdag ng at saka yung ASF virus can survive processing. Maski yung dilata ng maling, they can survive. They could still be there, dormant. And they will be activated the moment na ma-expose sila. Yun ang kwento dyan. So, next. Okay, so what did we do? Right after this happened, and I give credit to the Mindanao hog raisers. Palakpakan natin yung Mindanao hog raisers. Sila mismo. Kasi naman, alam nyo naman, ang Mindanao naman kasi walang pera. Pero yung hog raisers mismo, sila mismo nag-organize. We just arranged it. Kami nagpatawag ng mga stakeholders and we held the first Mindanao Hog Raisers Forum. At tinignan namin yung Luzon experience. What could we learn from the Luzon experience? Number one, the apathy of people, the non-involvement of the LGUs, at saka yung pagtago ng incidents. Yun ang mga tatlong culprits. Yung pagka, paliwala na sa kanila. Bahala ko niya, basta ako magpakaon ng lamaw. Yun ang problema. Bahala kayo dyan, basta ako magpapakain ako ng kanin baboy. Merong mga talagang hog raisers, matigas ang ulo. Sinasabihan na huwag ka magpakain ng Davao. Kung niya, hindi ka magkatawag sa ako. Yun ang sasagot sa inyo. Huwag ka magpakain ng kanin baboy. Tapos ikapagbili ng feeds ko. Yun ang logic nila. So, ang ginawa natin, may proposal kami, Madam Senator. I hope you could support us in this. We are not abandoning our brothers from Luzon. But it is high time for us to consider the proposal we made as early as 2018, Madam Senator, right after the avian influenza. Dapat i-divide natin ang Pilipinas into 3 quarantine zones. One for Luzon, another for the Visayas, and another for Mindanao. What is the importance of this? Kasi tulad ng ibang European countries, regionalized din yung kanilang quarantine zones. Kaya pag naputukan sila sa isang zone, pwede pa sila mag-export coming from another zone. That is the logic behind that. So hindi pwedeng pag pumutok sa Luzon, the whole country. Look, we were already about to export pork, chicken, and eggs to Singapore. Nagpunta na rito yung taga Singapore. They already inspected our facilities. Then came this ASF. And simply because we are not regionalized as quarantine areas, hindi na makapag-export ang Mindanao ngayon. Kaya ito po yung isang advocacy natin ng Mindanao Appraisers. Baka pwedeng i-consider, i-divide po natin into 3 quarantine zones: Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. We have already organized the regional teams of ASF. And from there, next please. Ang Mindanao Appraisers Association have signed a resolution asking for, nabanggit ko na po, no? And we are asking all LGUs in Mindanao, the mayors especially, to issue executive orders preventing the entry of pork and processed pork products from ASF-affected areas, not only Luzon, but other countries as well. Okay? And of course, banning swill feeding or pagpakaon sa Davao. We are now creating teams. We will go down from the region. Pagkatapos namin, nag-organize na kami ng team. Bababa sa provinces. We will conduct regular orientation, not only on ASF, but other hot diseases as well. So, bababa ng province, bababa ng towns. And then we are tapping veterinary students from 2 schools, USM and CMU. I will talk to the presidents of these universities at i-engage natin yung mga veterinary students as volunteers. And we will have to ask you to enforce the Food Security Act of RA 10611. May penalidad ang pampasok ng baboy, karne ng baboy, galing sa labas na walang permit, 200,000. Tayo mismo ang kalaban natin. Alam natin delikado na yung ASF, matigas pa rin ang ulo natin. Wala tayong pakialam. Alam natin may sakit yung baboy, kinatay pa rin natin. At binenta pa rin natin. Pinagkitaan pa rin natin. Alam natin delikado ang pagpapasok ng karne ng baboy. Pero sabi nila, paano yung negosyo ko? You know, my dear friends, for as long as we don't change this mindset, yung sasabihin ka agad, paano ako? Hindi natin iniisip, paano tayo? Until such time we change this mindset, my dear friends, we will always have problems. And the President is right. He was right when he said during the SONA that our enemy is us. I hope you will remember this and make us our friends.